Hi, guys. Where's my buttons at? All right. No music intro for this one. Well, at least for now. I might change my mind when it's time to edit. But I have a buddy of here mine. A buddy of here mine. What the fuck is going on? I have a buddy of mine that is here. I met him doing comedy. We've done plenty of open mics together. And he just shared with me that he is running for councilman. But I'm going to let him tell you all about that because I don't know shit about it. But I'm about to learn some about it. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for a good friend of mine, Christian.
Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for doing this. We got to have a ball.
Thank you for having me. I think podcasts are a lot of fun, especially when you get to talk with somebody that's also like comedically in tune. But yeah, I'm running for city council for Oxnard District 4. I don't know shit, but I think I can make a difference. I think it's important for everybody to get involved in local politics, regardless of whether you vote for me or somebody else.
I'm voting. I'm voting for you. Well, go ahead.
I don't think you can vote for me. You don't live in my district.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Wait, so there's different districts to Oxnard?
Yeah. So the city divides it up into different districts. And then recently, I think it was back in like a few years ago, they switched it to district-based elections. So if only the person that lives in that district can vote for the representative. So District 1 only votes for District 1, which is like all the beaches and stuff in Oxnard. All the beachfront property, that's one district. And those are the only ones that can vote for the representative.
So what district do I live in?
I don't know. I don't know. I checked the map and it wasn't updated. Like it was down for some reason. I don't know why. But I think it's on the Oxnard website. It probably should be up by now. You probably live in like another District 4 or 5. So, but yeah, I think I think I can make a difference, or not, or cause enough trouble.
Well, if I know somebody that lives in that district, I'm gonna tell them to go vote for you. Cause I'm not gonna lie, like I've only voted one time, and we all know what time that was. We all know what time that was.
Yes, America was on the line for that election.
But hey, that was the only time I voted. But why is it like that? The whole. I mean, I guess it makes sense because we don't have people out of our country voting for our presidents. Why would you have somebody that doesn't live in your district vote? I guess so.
Yeah, it was a lawsuit that was put in by one of the council members. He put it in to make it district-based elections. I think it was like a civil lawsuit in order to be in compliance with either state or federal law. I forget which one. So, but yeah, it does make sense. If you live in a certain area, you probably have a better idea of like who you want representing you. And it's an interesting race. I think there are about 3 other candidates that are running for the same district as me. And I don't know their names, but I probably should.
Yeah. That would be a good idea.
I know, right? But yeah, I think it's fun. Yeah, I think everybody should get involved in politics, especially because your local elections make a lot more of a difference in your everyday life than whatever like president is in office, or even the governor to a certain extent. It's who's the person that approves the budget for the roads, who's the person that approves the budget for your local police force, what type of ordinances are they passing. Oxnard is a sanctuary city, so Oxnard PD can't work with ICE in order to deport illegal immigrants, and that's something that our city council people are working on, one of them at least.
Okay. That was a lot. I got it. I'm with you.
You're with me.
And because this is me learning. So, but you brought up the cops. All right.
Yeah,
this is. So you have to live in a district to vote for a. You have to. You can't vote out of your district.
Yeah.
Right. You can't vote out of your state. At least when it comes to governors, and you can't vote out. You guys understand what I'm saying. This is my thing with the cops, and I've said it once. Am I wrong for?
No.
Yeah, see? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't live in the city, you shouldn't police the city.
Yeah, I agree, because we have sheriff's office coming in through Oxnard. We got, like, CHP coming through here. Is that what you're referring to?
Well, kind of. So it's like this. Like, I've lived in Oxnard for months now. Who am I to come in as an officer? Like, let's say I get hired, but I'm from Orange County. I lived in Orange County my whole life. Who am I to come in and police the people that have been residing here? You know what I mean?
Oh, I get you. I have heard of that. I know, like, there's some cops that be living out in L.A. or the Valley, and then you have to drive all the way out here.
But it's like, this is my thing. Like, you can't come in here and tell us what you don't police us if you don't know the community. That's my thing. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
It's somewhat of the same difference. You know, we go on tangents a lot here, and it kind of makes the show. But shoot, like, just being in Ventura County, right? I know a little bit now. In Ventura County, I've been here for almost 6 years now. So I've been adopted into this 805 culture, you know. And thank y'all, 805. Thank you guys. But
Represent.
I'm not about to police you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to bring my politics that I know from back home, because it's two different worlds. You know what I'm saying? But that was just my little tidbit.
No, I agree. I think it is a shame. I mean, like, not even looking at it from, like, your perspective as a citizen, you know, as a resident here, of these people coming in from, like, outside of the county. You know, like, they're not familiar with the area and stuff like that. But even from the police perspective, I mean, who wants to drive like 2 hours just to get to work?
Yeah.
You know, it's like I don't think those police want to do it. They're doing it because they have no other option. And then the funny part is like, do you have people living in Oxnard working as cops in LA, or even as firefighters, or other? That's
like Santa Barbara too. Yeah.
Exactly. So you know, I don't know. Maybe it's a housing issue. I wouldn't know how to fix that problem. You know, but it is weird because, like what you're saying, you know, it's like, what if someone's not familiar with the area, they don't know, like, the slang,
and
stuff like that.
So it could be like the ice cream man. This ice cream man has been coming through this block for 20 years, and then you have Joseph, the new officer, like you can't do that here. Like, bro, shut up. Like, you just got here.
Leave the elote man alone.
Yeah, like, you just got. I don't know. It's just something that I get, like, fired up about, because, like, a buddy of mine, he kind of, like, planted the seed in my head, because the way that I would do things at home, you think that's the only way. Sometimes you know there's other ways, and you're open to other ways, but, you know, when you've been somewhere your whole life,
you have those habits.
Right. And then you come somewhere that's foreign to you, and then you want to change. Like, wait. That ain't right. That's not how that's supposed to go. But one of my older friends was like, hey, hold on. You just got here. You in their house. You a guest. Don't tell their grandma how to scramble an egg. You shut up and you be a guest.
Yeah, do they be cracking the egg with the spoon before they put it in the pan?
Shoot, I still don't know how to make bullet. I didn't go in there and try to tell my auntie how to do it. Like, that's just not how it's
disrespectful.
Yeah, like, and I'm not here to disrespect nobody, so.
No, I get you. Yeah, you know, what I do know, that a lot of the cops, you know, they patrol, like, a certain neighborhoods, and they stick to those neighborhoods. Yeah, and it does seem like, you know, a lot of the police officers that do work in the department, at least, you know, in our city, they you know, it's a career. You know, you're going to stay there for the next 10, 20 years, hopefully. And I think that's part of the reason why Oxnard PD pays their officers so much, because they're trying to retain them. Because who wants to? Because the thing is, too, it's like, if you don't want corrupt cops, the last thing you want is a cop that's taking money from somebody else.
Yeah.
Instead from the city. So I think, but yeah, you know, it's a tragedy. I think it is a tragedy that some cops got to drive a couple hours just to get to work a 12-hour shift, deal with a bunch of little children fighting each other.
16-hour days. Like, it's 16-hour days, and, you know, it's a nice portion of it, or at least a fourth of it, is traveling. 2 hours there, if you're lucky, and 2 hours back, if you're lucky. Those 4 hours can turn into 5-6 hours easy. I've done the drive plenty of times.
Yeah, I know of a firefighter out in Bakersfield that drives all the way to, like, LA in order to go work. And, like, that's crazy. How are you driving from Bakersfield, essentially, like all through the mountains, crossing everything, just to work in Los Angeles?
He's motivated.
He's motivated.
Yeah,
That's the man you want
he
coming to
got-
rescue you.
he got kids. So how did Councilman Christian, right?
Well, not yet. Not yet.
I'm putting it out there. How did this idea even come into your head, and how did you learn how to pursue it?
So, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, you kind of feel it in your bones. Like, I hate using that expression because it makes you sound like a crazy person.
It's real. The
It's
gut
real.
feeling is a real thing.
Exactly. And, you know, I've lived here all my life. Lived here for I mean, I'm 24, so I've lived here my whole life. And, you know, and like, my back alley is still looking crappy. It's people that have parched it, but it's never been fixed, and it's been like that the whole time I've been here. And everybody that with all the right degrees and all the right connections and everything that you're supposed to do that have been in office, they still haven't fixed that. So how is it that these people that are supposedly the most qualified still haven't fixed something so basic as a road or a back alley? So that's why I like. It's not that I feel like I'm better than them, but if it feels like, well, we already tried that option and it didn't get us anywhere, why not try something else? Because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know stuff that I don't. There's so many like the ins and outs of like even managing a city. It's so convoluted. I mean, you got staffers, you have the city manager, you have department heads, and then their workers. What do they want? So obviously someone's not organizing or connecting with the right people to get this done, and I think that's a damn shame. And, you know, it's like if you feel like you can do something about it, why not do it? Instead of sitting around just complaining. Not that isn't important. You know, it's important to complain every once in a while.
It is.
You know, but sometimes you just got to get off your ass and, you know, fall flat on your face. You know, am I going to win? Who knows? You know, that's not up to me to decide. All I can really do is have faith in myself.
Well, I got faith in you too. Like, that was beautifully spoken. Damn, that was so good. I forgot what the hell I was gonna say. Oh, okay. When it comes to politics, right?
Yeah.
At least when I watch, and at least what's always being presented in front of me, which is a bunch of old people. Is there like not a limit?
Like ageism?
Yeah, like, are you worried about those 9 old guys that are like, yeah, you whippersnapper, he thought about fixing the road. I don't care about that goddamn road. He wants to fix the road. You fix the damn road, but you're not taking my spot. Like, how are you dealing with that?
Well, I've only spoken to a few of them directly, and I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. You know, I can't control people's opinions of me. You know, I mean, that's the same thing with comedy. You go up there and, like, without even speaking, people just see you as a human being, and they already have assumptions of how you should act and what you should do, and then you speak, and then a new set of assumptions are built, but you can't control them. You know, no matter like how, like, you can't manipulate people into laughing. So I can't manipulate these council members to take me seriously. I mean, all I can really do is show them my character at the end of the day.
Would it be safe to say that you're the youngest, what is it, runner candidate? How do you?
At right now, I think I am. There have been other people that I've ran, like when they were in their 20s, 21s, you know, 20, 23, 24, but they haven't won. So if I do win, I think I'm going to be the youngest one elected. But from what I learned, a lot of young people that run don't even come close to making it. They either come second to last, or just right under, or just flat out last.
So why do you think that is? Because there's a lot of politics in politics.
Mm-hmm. Well, part of the big thing is just you're not known. You know, who's gonna put their faith into somebody that they don't know? Who's gonna look at a name like on the voter ballot and say, yeah, I trust this guy purely because his last name is in Spanish? You know, like, that isn't enough. And I feel like a lot of people, when they're in the voting booth, you know, the question they're asking themselves is like, who's going to make me better off in 4 years from now? And if it's someone they've already seen their name pop up around the community, they've seen them, like, do things, or even they know them personally, like, you know, like, I'm going to trust that guy. I'm going to trust somebody that I've seen do stuff before. Because a lot of these people, like, that are on the city council have worked in other organizations, worked on other political people's campaigns, or they're like leaders of unions. Like, one of our representatives was assistant police chief. Another one is the leader of, or the manager or director, I forget the exact title, of housing in Oxnard. Yeah, so these people, like, have like careers. in public service. And, that's how they build their voter base. That's how they build confidence and trust in the community, because they've seen them, stick their neck out or make the extra effort or take the extra step. And then the second part of it is just, working with either nonprofits, or they're working with like, I don't want to call them political action groups, but, private businesses that create nonprofits.
All right. I follow you.
And that's when it gets kind of murky, with some things of like how exactly ethical like this relationship is with them. But the thing is, if there's not any established relationship, nothing done. And I feel like that's the balance that you're always teetering, from what I've seen, like all the politicians that are elected, it's teetering the line between connecting and organizing private interest with the government, right? And community interest, that three-way intersection, the community, private, and then the government, trying to work together to make something. And I think where a lot of people get upset when there's those types of organizations is they favor one side more often, and it's often the side that, that feeds them.
Politics.
Yeah.
Politics in a giant nutshell. That's politics. So how did you I probably asked a question already, but I want to try to ask it in a different way. Is there like an application that you get to?
Yeah. It's all on. I mean, that's the thing too. It's like they don't teach this in schools.
No, that's why I don't know any like councilmen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. And it's kind of bizarre to me that we spend all of our time learning, calculus, and not that it isn't important. Mo, we learn calculus, we learn trigonometry, we know how to figure out the size of a triangle in 20 different ways, but nobody tells you, hey, if you want to run for office, these are the forms you fill out. These are like the political expenses you're probably gonna have. There's none of that. It's and part of it I get it because it's boring. Nobody cares. I've been to the city council meetings. Nobody cares. I'm usually the only person there, along with 2 or 3 others that watch them for fun. And because I'm weird like that. And most people it's very boring stuff. You got to fill out your form 501, and you got to file it with this office, and then that office needs to file it with another office. So it's this whole bouncing around, filling out forms. And like you said, it's one thing to fill out the form, and submit it, and it's another thing of actually how to maneuver, everything, like the actual people. Not that you're like manipulating them, but it's it's one thing to fill out the form, but it's okay, this needs to be filed on this certain date.
There's good manipulation. There's good manipulation.
Yeah.
Just telling somebody that they're doing a good job is a form of good manipulation.
Yeah.
Not all manipulation is bad.
No, I sort of agree with that, and I think it's that's the thing. It's like certain deadlines need to be met with a certain form, and if you're not aware if they're filing the damn things, you're probably you need to contact somebody else to make sure it gets done.
I'll manipulate. Look, if I need something done and I know you, consider yourself manipulated, and you don't even know that I get manipulated every day. I get manipulated when the kids come up and ask me for something with the puppy face, that's a form of manipulation. And I'm okay with that. As long as they did it. It's only manipulation. Okay, let's.
No, I think this is a good topic. I mean, that's one of the things too. I mean, I remember reading this book. It was called Never Split the Difference, and it's written by an FBI negotiator. And what he says is what we're doing is not necessarily manipulation, because you can't force somebody to do something
right. That's
you don't
what
want
I was
them to
gonna
do.
say. It's only manipulation if you allow it.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
But see, I don't know where I'm at with that.
It's basically you're very persuasive.
There we go. I like that one.
It's persuasion to its highest degree, because manipulation always requires some form of coercion or threat of force. Because it's saying do this or else you won't get anything.
That's blackmail.
Yeah, form of blackmail. I'll tell you this. I'll give you this example of manipulation. This one time I was talking to this girl at the bar, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. And then I'm talking to her, and then she goes off and fucking, I don't know. You know how women go together to the bathroom,
to the bathroom, yep.
Packs of 5 and stuff like that. I don't know. What are they doing in there, bro? What are they doing in there?
Talking about us.
Yeah, talking about us.
Shoot, that's what they're doing.
Exactly. And then I'm fucking whatever. I'm there having a good time by myself. Talking with my other friend, and then she comes back, and she's like, "Oh, I almost fell. Why? And you weren't there to catch me." I'm like, "Bro, you got hands. You who am I to be over there trying to rescue you?" And that's a form of manipulation because
Right.
they're
You
basically,
weren't there to. Yeah, yeah.
it's like a form of guilt tripping.
guilt tripping.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're in a hostage negotiator, you can't guilt trip the guy into giving up the hostage. That's why I don't think it's. That's why it's not manipulation. It's
Like,
it's,
really? You really want to do this? That's somebody's mom. I don't care.
That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, I need my extra large pizza in a helicopter right now.
Exactly.
Don't care. I got a family too.
Exactly. So that's why I feel like when manipulation is a strong word. Because in that scenario, she's basically trying to make me feel bad. Like, oh, I should have been there. I should be doing more, But that's not the case. It's like, I'm not anything. I don't even know your name.
Right. Like, where were you when I was in the bathroom? You didn't I had to hold it all by myself. Like, nah, I'm good.
I know, right? That's the real question. We should get on this podcast and ask them, what do you guys do in the bathroom together? Like, I know y'all ain't just talking. I know y'all just ain't going to the bathroom. There's no reason why 5 of you need to be there. Are you guys just watching each other?
Yeah, nobody's. Well, you never know. They might be roofing in the girls' bathroom. I don't know. I don't know. But okay, so as far as running, and you said it that you would go to these council meetings for fun. That's one way to get people to know you. What else are you doing as far as like getting your face known and getting people comfortable with you? What are you doing to make that happen?
Well, that's the thing I'm trying to figure out right now. I've spoken to people that I've run unsuccessfully, and with varying like financial, with different like levels of like how rich not how rich they are, but how much money they have. Is I talked to someone that was like around my age when they ran, and they didn't have money. They went door to door knocking. That didn't really work out for them. Versus I know someone that's more of an insider, who's been involved with organizations, and they their door-to-door knocking was more effective. So I'm in that weird position. Like, I'm not an insider and I don't have that much money. So how am I going to get my name out there? And I think it's going to be by like the thing that I'm trying to do at least is like put like little slogans or little catchphrases and put those around the city. Because like going door to door, I don't have the money, I don't have the time,
Yeah.
and I don't have like the reputation in order to just get off on my name and face in a 5-second meeting. So I need to like touch something deep inside of people that when they see on the side of the road, it makes them stop and think, maybe I should vote in this election, even if it's not for me. I guess like in a weird way, I'm like when I'm trying to like build a name for myself, it's not for me, it's for the election itself. As someone that has no connections.
So the questions that I ask are pretty much things that I've been through. And same. Like I was in the same position at one point to just where like a lot of people didn't know me. Start going to events.
Is this comedy related or like trying to get your name out there?
This is, well, for me, it's a little bit of both. It's mainly for the podcast, but like just going out to social events. Like I did a couple of Juneteenth events. I've done a couple of like radio events. Whether or not I had a booth or not, it was just being there to support. And now I'm at the point where I can go to any event and people will either recognize me from, oh, you were at that event, or you did Levity Live, or you did my friend's show with you have all the cameras, right? Like you're real quick though. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm an outsider still.
It always feels that way, doesn't it? Like there really isn't an in group.
Yeah, I don't have an in crowd
until you make it your own.
Right. So I can most definitely get you connected with the right people. I can get you connected with the wrong people too.
Both. But let's do both.
It works. I don't know how or why, but it works. Like I'm gonna help get you there. I know some, and they're older.
Hey, that works too.
The older ones, they help out. But this is something else that I've learned too. And I've learned this from older people's mistakes. They're so quick to shun out the young, but little do they know.
You need them. We need each other.
1,000%. You can't you can't dismiss my opinion because I don't know enough about it. And then you don't want to teach me about it. But at the same time, make sure you vote for me though. No, I'm not gonna vote for you. Like I don't know. I don't know.
No, I get you. I get exactly what you mean, and I feel like when I bring this up to politicians when I'm talking to them, or even like other or just regular people that are not like, because whenever you're putting something out in the public sphere, either as like a political campaign or your comedy, your writing, your advertising, or whatever it is you do, putting it in front of people and saying, "Hey, look at me." There's like a certain division of like who you are as a person and who you are out there. And I think, and like, politics and comedy for some reason have a lot more in common, and people always look at me weird when I bring that up, but it's the same process.
Yes.
I'm basically using my character, and not like as like the character I'm putting on stage, but like who I am as a human being. I'm putting it out there, a chunk of flesh out there for everybody to see, and I'm gonna have to let you guys decide whether you like it or not. And like at the end of the day, that's a very difficult thing to do for many people. I always encourage people to try comedy, and all of them say no. I encourage people to run for office. They always say no for the same reasons. It's like putting yourself out for judgment and then putting yourself out there and then not being in control of that opinion that people will have of you. And that's a very like cathartic experience, it's because it does take a lot out of you.
Yes.
You do a comedy show. It's like now there's a bunch of people out there, because half the audience probably loved you and the other half of the audience hated you.
Yes.
as you're up there, and you can't control that. No matter how good your jokes are or how good they are, like you can't control the opinion people will have of you when you put it out there. And I think, that's a core a lot to like, being even a human being, even if you're not like out like in the public, trying to be out in the public sphere, like you go to work, and people will have assumptions based on how you look. And then on top of that, they're going to create new assumptions based on the way you act, but you can never control them. You can never directly influence what people will think of you. All you can really do is put yourself out there, do your best, and hope that somebody's going to like it.
Pretty much, you can do something right, and it can be, he did it too right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't make everybody happy, but
no.
I figure if you can make me laugh, I'll probably vote for you.
Yeah, you need haters. That's what
you
it
have
is.
to. Like
you need haters.
And then in a weird way, I might catch some heat for this, but I see why people would vote for Trump.
Would or wouldn't?
Both.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't vote for him just off of morals.
Mm-hmm.
And self-respect, but I do understand why some people would vote for him, and people like what's real. There's nothing fake about him. There's nothing fake about Trump. He's a real one. Trump is a real one.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you how he feels. He don't care up there. He doesn't care.
What you see is what you get.
Exactly. Look. You don't have to like it, but to an extent, you gotta respect it because he's standing on his truth and he's being himself, and he's still not gonna get my vote, but I respect how I expect to an extent how he conducts himself.
I agree. I think with a lot of Mexicans, once they make over $50,000 a year, they start saying to themselves, Trump is kind of funny when you think about it.
He really is, though. Like, damn, that fool sounds like my drunk uncle.
Yeah. He's out
you know what I'm saying?
blabbing.
Like, that's something a drunk dude would say, like, man, keep all these damn people. I'm building the wall.
I'm building the wall.
I'm building the wall, and you guys are going to build it.
And you never built it, and people are still going to vote for it. He didn't do shit. Do shit about the wall.
That's the same guy who's like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I seen everybody else doing it. I'm gonna go do comedy now.
Yeah.
Then you get your name called on that list, and you're already at home. Like, yeah, okay.
And your 7 minutes of fame.
So comedy.
Yeah. How did I fall into that?
Yes.
I went to go see a comedy show, and one of the openers, it was the first one that went up. I saw him perform, and I thought to myself, I can do better than that. And then I went, and then I went, and like next week went to perform, and I was like, okay, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy that part, but yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. People like that sounds really like arrogant of me. Like I can do better than that. But I once had a manager tell me like if you see anyone doing a job, all that means is that you can do it too. So you can't limit yourself. And that's what I thought to myself. Like if I really do honestly believe that I can do it better than him, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit around be like, oh, he ain't shit. He can't do anything, you know. And I went out there and I was like, I wasn't shit either.
We can just both not be shit together, man. Let's work on some stuff.
Exactly.
I finally did a mic. Shout out to Alex Mingo. I did a mic in Thousand Oaks.
Yeah. Eureka Brewing, right?
Yeah. So I did something similar to what I did at the sewer last night, and I did pretty fair last night. I had a decent amount of laughs from a decent amount of people. It was funny. Similar set at Eureka. Crickets, man.
Mm-hmm.
Crickets.
Different audiences, I will say. Thousand Oaks audiences are very different than Ventura sewer audiences.
Yeah, it was a cool experience. I got to, meet some new people, and yeah, that was a wild roller coaster. But it's comedy is one of the most subjective subjects
Yeah.
on this planet.
Absolutely. I think it's one of those art forms that gets the least amount of respect too. Because like if you're a musician, you play an instrument, like people can tell when you're playing it wrong. Like there's an established right way to do it, and you can always do other people's work. If you're a pianist,
Right.
you play Beethoven, you play Chopin, you play like Rhapsody in Blue, right? You play that, and then you play it, and there's a set way to do it. You can practice it over and over again, then you perform that. And when people see that performance, they're like, oh, I've seen this done this way, I've seen it done that way, right? Or if you're a singer, you sing other people's songs. People can tell when your voice isn't sounding right,
Right. Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. But with comedy, there is no template. There is no, this is the way that you do it for it to sound good. There's none of that. It's purely just a guy just going up there and talking shit.
Yep. And it's up to you whether you think he's funny or not.
Yeah.
And hey, half the time you're not funny.
Exactly. And I remember like speaking with other artists too, because I feel like as an artist myself, as a performing artist, you have to be out there, consuming different types of like other like artists as well. Like, you go to piano concerts, you see people sing, you go to jazz performances. And it's always a little bit awkward when like I get to talking to them and they're like, because like, they can feel like there's a certain like connection between us and them because of the way I can ask questions about their performance, and they automatically assume like, oh, you're a pianist too, right? Or you're a this, you're a that, and it's like, no.
I just know a little bit about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Type. Yeah.
Well, it's
yeah,
not even that. It's embarrassing to bring like, oh, I do jokes on stage and I think I'm funny.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I mean? And they're always like, oh, I see.
Like, oh, you're one of those
yeah,
guys.
you basically do dick jokes and people think you're
and
you're
fart
the
jokes.
Yeah. It's like, well, if it's so easy, why don't you do it?
Right? Yeah. You master what I do, or try to master what I do, and then I'll play some Beethoven for you.
Exactly. And I guarantee you I can play Beethoven faster than you will be able to do a joke.
You hear that? Yeah, don't knock us.
Yeah. Watch out,
It
comedians.
takes a lot of courage around here.
Yeah, we got no instruments. We got no instruments, bro. We can't use anything as a crutch. Like, oh, this piano isn't exactly what I'm used to. We can't do any of that. Well, we do. People are always like, oh, this audience is bad. The audience isn't bad. You're just bad.
Yeah, tell them again. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so something else that I live by, or that I try to, or that I do actually. So my regular job, right? How do you incorporate your day job with running for a councilman, if that makes sense?
I don't. It's two separate entities. What feeds me and what, fuels me as a person are two different things. I mean, the advantage is that I work a job that doesn't require me to talk to anybody. And that was a deliberate decision because I realized like my voice and my speaking and, my character, that's something I want to preserve for like artistic and my own personal means. I used to work in sales. And I feel like if I was still working in sales, I don't know if I'd be doing comedy because that would be my performance right there in order to get my paycheck every single day. So I deliberately now look for jobs that don't require me to be constantly speaking. In a weird way, I can ruminate more in my thoughts, and then I'm able to, like, when I do it, I have more of like energy for it, because now it's like, this is my only opportunity where I can do this specific thing, so I'm gonna do it to its maximum extent.
That's pretty genius. Reverse engineering.
Yeah, because I feel like you only have a reserve of like your attention or your drive to do something. You only have a certain reserve, so you want to save that for like the right moment or for the right things. Because if you're just giving it out freely to everybody, or even like spreading yourself too thin, like it makes it harder for it to come out again. And that's the weird thing too. It's like, even when I was working in sales, I was like, man, I should try comedy. And it wasn't until I stepped away from that job, or from those types of jobs, where I finally was more in a position. Somehow, I don't know what it was, but somehow as soon as I left those jobs, it made it easier to go into comedy. Maybe because my schedule opened up, or maybe because I wasn't just so like exhausted at the end of the day from just talking. Because that's what sales is at the end of the day.
Right.
I got to talk to
Talking
you
all day. Yep.
And I got to make you trust me that I'm going to watch your back if you buy this.
Manipulation.
Manipulation. If you don't buy this, I'm going to kill myself.
But so the reason why I asked that question is because, well, at least for me, I found a way for it to go hand in hand. Like when I'm at the restaurant, I bust tables on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to talk to people, but I think it's just weird when you just walk up to a table and you just like, hey, are you done there?
I'm gonna take
like,
your shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a little like, So I'm gonna start up a little, I'm gonna start just a tiny little convo, like something simple, like, hey, how's everybody doing? I have to ask the dumb question. I know there's empty plates here. Are you done with them? And I'm like, oh yeah, bro, no problem. Here, take it. And then I'll tell them a story that ends up with them laughing, and it's like, okay, boom, that's a bit. I can work on that. I literally work on some of my material while I'm picking up dirty plates. That's how I incorporate.
Oh, honestly, 100%. I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's the weird thing too. Like, as a comedian, it's like, am I lying to people about who I am? Because, like, in a certain way, like, I know, like, because I used to be friends with somebody, and I would say things, and they're like, oh, you should say that on stage. I'm like, but that's not how it works. It's one thing to say something to someone interpersonally,
right,
versus going on a stage, getting a microphone, and then speaking. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because I got the microphone in hand, and the expectation that I am going to say something funny.
I think that's it.
Yeah, it's the expectation that I'm going to say something funny as soon as the microphone is in my hand. That's why I never really, don't get me wrong, I do test out jokes a little bit like that. Like, if I thought of something, this is pretty funny, I'm gonna test the waters. I'm gonna drop it in right there, and then if it gets people laughing, I'm like, okay,
I'm gonna use that.
Now I'm gonna try it on stage.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
And it fucks with your mind, because you're like, what is happening? Like, I know I'm funny. I know for a fact I'm funny, but for some reason it doesn't, like, on stage. It's just.
I think, so this is what I think it is. I can be funny with my people all day long. And I want to say the biggest key for that is because, that's Julius. I know. That's just how he is. He's funny like that. Mm-hmm. But when you get on stage and you say it to a bunch of people that don't really know you, they're going to look at you like, and that has to do with me how?
Exactly. Well, I had the opposite thing where, like, with my family, they don't think I'm funny at all. They're like, I say something, they're like, it's fucking weirdo. Fuck this guy. Right? But when I had my show back in April, I do my whole performance, right? And some of my family was there, and I was making them laugh. And it's weird because, like, and then once the show was over, and then we go out, we have like a little, because it's a long time since we've all seen each other together.
That's dope. They came out for you. That's sick.
Yeah, it was. And we went out to go get some pizza and whatever. And, like, as we're eating, we're having a conversation, and I still have that, like, the comedian mindset mode on.
Right.
of like saying my weird shit, and I
There's
say
a group
it.
of you guys. Yeah.
And I say it, and it doesn't land.
Aw,
and
come on, bam.
and one of my cousins literally looks at me. He's like, "Yeah, he's not that funny."
Aw, come on.
Right? So it's like that's the thing. It's like interpersonally, it's one thing versus being on stage and the expectation. It's another thing. And don't get me wrong, some of it does cross over like a little bit. Like there's one joke because it's true. You know, I had this thought yesterday where I was like, damn, like I'm calling politicians like, hey, I want to talk to you. I want to see what's your deal, right? And those guys answer incredibly fast. I like within an hour or two, they respond. It's like, hey, this is my schedule. This is the time we can meet. What like does this work for you? Instantly, right? No hesitation, right? It's easier to get a politician to text you back than it is for a girl on a dating app to text you back, right? Like it's fucking bananas. It's like, bro, they're busy, right? And I even asked them too. I'm like, bro, like, are you attracted to me or are you just here for attention? And like, well, some of us are busy with our lives. I'm like, bro, politicians are busy. These 50-year-old men are busy and they make time for me. What is it that you do that's so special?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. What now what?
Yeah.
Well, I had to go to the bathroom with my 4 other friends. Yeah.
That's what they're so busy. They're all busy going to the bathroom together. That's why they can't text back.
Man. So do you remember your first time like doing an open mic or even your first laugh?
Yes. I do remember the first time I did an open mic. It was talking shit about my grandma. Nobody laughed. Nobody fucking laughed. And I was like, damn, you know? And like as soon as I did it, I was like, that was fucking horrible. I have to do it again. And then I think I went to Gigi's after because it was a Copa when it was still open.
Shout out to Gigi's.
Exactly. Gigi's is a real one, to be honest. That's the place, you know, people go to LA to like do stupid comedian games, like to sing a song incorrectly, like ego death type of stuff. You don't need to do that. Go to Gigi's.
Yeah,
Your ego will die there instantly.
Gigi's will make you tough. It'll either make you or it'll fucking kill you. It won't break you. It'll kill you.
Yeah, it'll kill you, man. And that's it. And then I went to Gigi's, and I think I forgot what I said, but I said something, and then I heard someone laugh. Just one person. You know, I think it's like that one Jim Beam commercial where like there's this guy at a bar, he's doing jokes, and then there's only one lady laughing, and you know, it's like I got one. That's all it takes.
That's all it
takes. It's just if I can get one person laughing, you know, I got you. And that's the thing, like, and that's the thing I realized even from an early age. You know, when I was younger, it's like my goal is like if I'm talking with somebody, I'm gonna make you laugh.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna say
they'll
something.
vote for you if you can make them laugh.
Yeah. It's not even voting for you. Even when I was in high school, like I'd be talking to people like, I want to make this motherfucker laugh. I know I can say something that's gonna get this guy to start
that hard
cracking.
guy. Hey, so speaking of Gigi's, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's this guy. He just looks so serious. You know, what I mean, just vatoed out with tattoos, and he just, you know, Corona in his hand. He's just, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
I'm gonna get your ass.
I got him.
You got him?
I got him. So he comes up to me after my set, and he's not even looking at. He just comes up to me and he stands next to me, no eye contact or nothing. He's just like, hey, Holmes. I was like, what's up, bro? He's like, hey, fool, you're pretty funny, dog. You're pretty funny, fool. I like what you do up there, dog. And I'm like, I'm looking at him like, you know, I'm like, hey, yeah, thanks. Help me, like, appreciate that. And he's just looking forward, like, yeah, dog, I thought you know, you had me laughing a little bit, dog. Normally nobody ever makes me laugh, but you're pretty funny, fool. Hey, good shit, dog. I'm like, that thing, dap him up, and then we go about our way. And when I walked away, I was like, whew.
Thank God that was a game.
I was like, man, I told you, I'm not fighting in the street no more. I thought it was about to be a whole fight. I was like, maybe I said something that he didn't like because, as you know, Gigi's, they'll try to fight you.
Oh, yeah. I've been attacked on stage on Gigi's before.
They'll try to fight you up there.
Yeah.
What was that like? I want to hear this story.
Oh, was that like? It was interesting. I was making some jokes about immigration.
I think I was there.
Yeah.
Wait, go on. I'm going to let you tell.
Yeah. I was making some jokes about immigration. It was about, you know, how Chinese people are coming through the Mexican border. And the funny part is like there's this lady doing the 60 Minutes interview, right? She comes up to them. It's like, oh my God, like, where you guys come from? And then these Chinese people, they're answering in English. Like I got like they're speaking English fluently, and they're like, oh, we come from there, we want a better life, yada yada this, and then they're just crossing the border, and I was like, damn. It's like, why would you not want to have these people in your country? They already know the language, and they're coming here specifically. They're ready-made Americans. Import all those motherfuckers. I want all the Chinese to come in, right? And I was making that joke, and then the guy started saying a bunch of racist stuff, and he was being racist, right? Saying like, oh, like you got to choke him out and whatever. Yeah. I don't even want to say some of the slurs he was saying. It looked like he was with like a lady of the night. It was on Valentine's Day. I remember.
Yeah.
It was on Valentine's Day.
I was there. Yeah.
And I called him out on it, like, well, if you really believe that, go do something about it.
Facts.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not here to tell you what to believe in, but if that's your belief, go there instead of being here drunk. And then he got pissed. He's like, what? You know how they're trying to get in your face.
Yeah.
And then, but Artie, intervened.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah, in comedy.
Like, Julius, no. I was like, no, I'm not doing nothing. I'm making sure that they're good. Because he like smacked the mic, or he tried to smack the microphone or something.
No, yeah, he walked up to me. I was sitting down on the stool with the mic in my hand.
Yeah.
And then the stand was up there, and he knocked it down. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
And then, hey,
what are you
Artie,
doing?
Papa Bear came and snatched him up. Like, did you pay your bill? Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then the girl, like, he didn't even have, I don't know why, I don't know what that dude was on, but he had a nice looking lady with him. Like, entertain her.
Lady of the night.
Like, and I kind of felt bad for her, but then she started getting on like, okay, like, yeah, you can bounce too.
Yeah, and it's a damn shame. But what can you do about it? It's you. That's the thing. That's the risk you take every time. You go up there, you speak your truth, and somebody's not gonna like it.
Hey, at least you got that attention, because there's been nights at Gigi's where everybody just. Anyways, did you see the Celtics win? Yeah, that was pretty amazing. Is he done? He's still up there. Let me get another Jack and Coke.
Yeah, the one set that I remember doing there that went well was talking about football. How basically, if you watch football, it's basically this: like any football game at ESPN, it's like you see them huddle, they get in line. There's like 5 seconds of action where like like 5 people fall on their face. A little shit happens, and then it's like they replay it 3 different times from different angles in slow motion. Just some guy getting someone's foot on his face. Like he's not even the ball,
Was it an accident, or was it on purpose, or
exactly
was it flagrant?
And and then they have like 2 shots of the coach just
with the clipboard and
with
and the headsets on.
And then it's another shot of like a football player just looking all exhausted, and then it cuts to like 20 minutes of commercial, like the Jeep Grand Cherokee,
I can't.
Going through the fucking rivers, and it's a Carl's Jr. commercial with some lady with big old tits and fucking barbecue sauce on her titties and everything.
If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. Like, are you talking about the burger, or are you talking about those titties? Like, you're sending me mixed emotions here, Carl.
And then there's like
Junior.
Yes, and then there's a U.S. Army commercial. How you need to join the military. He's like, I have a boner and I'm hungry and I need to serve my country right now. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel.
This is
like
what
I'm
gets
all panicky.
These are the commercials that get me. Are the ones where you see like it's always like for women, and it's like, you should put this patch inside your body, and she's jogging and smiling,
the
and
IUD.
She's running on the beach with her dog, and then I hear the side effects. Yeah, it's like whoa, and I'm just looking at like, because I grew up with a lot of women. My mom, my sister, my aunties, grandmas. You know what I mean? It's like, are you guys listening to these side effects? Because it looks good, manipulation. Mm-hmm. It looks really good, but then you put that patch in you, and then for some reason your left ass cheek is hanging like past your kneecap, and you don't even understand why.
Exactly, your eyes falling out.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you didn't hear what they told you? Like, I heard everything.
Yeah,
I didn't let that little chihuahua fool me. I heard all the side effects.
Yeah, exactly. And then once the commercials are done, it's back to the football, and there's like crazy graphics.
It's like, oh shit, I forgot that this was going on. Like, this dude stepped on this guy's face. Was it on purpose or was it an accident? They already threw the Gatorade. Yeah.
So like, I'm horny, hungry, and like ready for war all at the same time, and that's
scared.
football. And that's football essentially. So yeah, and I was saying that, and people liked it at Gigi's because you're like, "What? Football's amazing!" And I'm like, "Bro, I'd rather watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians than watch American college football in the off season."
I love my football.
You know why? Because at least to Keeping Up with the Kardashians, there's a plot and there's a story, and I know exactly what's happening the whole way through.
And there's a sex tape.
Yes, exactly. So I can be horny, hungry, and it makes sense the entire time. Like fucking Kim popped Chloe's boob, and now the whole episode is about that. And it's getting everybody's reaction to that one event that happened in the first 5 minutes. And it's one thing. It's about one thing the entire time. And I know what's happening. And I'd rather watch that than like 5 different messages about how I need to die for the Carl's Jr. bitch.
How do you feel like would you say America is a consumer country?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one thing I find interesting, how everything is basically based on advertising. The feeling that whatever you're doing is okay and that you should be doing it. That's the main goal of advertising, to make you feel okay about whatever it is you want to do. You see the Skunk Masters billboard as you're driving by, you're like, yeah, it is good that you're smoking weed.
Okay, so real quick though, I can get you on a billboard.
Really?
Really? Would you be open to that type of advertisement?
Hell yeah, and just me with my arms crossed with the suit on, being like, vote for me.
A good friend of mine, she's like my big sister now. Like she's helped me a lot in comedy. Denise Carter.
I've seen her, Denise Carter.
Hey, that's the one that you need to talk to.
Yeah, I saw her perform at the Thirsty Ox when it was the Thirsty Ox. I forget what they call him after that bar
Thirsty
rescue.
Ox. We've done a show together over there.
Yeah, and it's funny, and this is the same thing I brought it up earlier. You do your thing, people fucking hate you for it. I remember I was there at the bar. I was there with a few friends, right? And she goes up there and she's talking. And I think it was after the Raiders just lost, right? And she's like, "Fuck the Raiders." My husband's over here betting money on them. I told him he was a damn fool and everything.
Artie threw that show?
Yeah, Artie, Brandon Follett was there.
I was there.
Oh yeah, and you were there too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't remember you.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. That was my first paid gig.
Nice.
Thank you, Artie. That was like, I was green as hell. Mm-hmm. Literally, like I had my Green Bay jersey on. But go on.
Yeah, and then Denise Carter goes up to her, and then these 2 drunk guys are behind me, and they're like, "Man, fuck that bitch," yeah, and everything because she's saying "fuck the Raiders."
Raider fans, yeah,
because they're Raiders fans. And then maybe 5, and then after a while, one of the guys goes to the bathroom, right? And then the one drunk dude that said that, he's like, just there standing there drunk watching your shit and going, right? And then his buddy comes back from the bathroom. He's like, "Man, that bitch is still up there." He's like, nah, she cool.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Because she made herself relatable and it was funny. Mm-hmm. Because those Raider fans, they probably have cousins that are Cowboy fans. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? And they were just like, "Oh, she reminds me of my one cousin that's a Cowboy fan." Yeah. That's comedy will do that. You just have to learn how to do that. It's not, but this is the thing. You have to learn how to do it over and over and over and over again.
Somehow make it consistent. Being able to consistently make yourself relatable to people, that people that don't give a fuck about you. One thing I realized, that people don't give me compliments when I do well. What they do is come up to me and roast me after the show. So I'm taking that as a compliment, because I've gone to Gigi's and people be like, "Man, you look like you don't get laid," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's facts." If I was getting laid, I wouldn't be here right now,
right?
And, at the sewer this other time, I've been roasted there twice. Like the first time, some guy told me like, I didn't know if you were a lady boy or not, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like,
damn, he think you cute. That's
you're like, "I see it."
Yeah, he think you cute. Like, "Oh no, I wish I knew how you wanted me."
Exactly, and it's like, I'd rather have you say something racist towards me, because at least I know how to respond to that in the moment. But when you say that to me, I'm just like, I don't even know what to say to you right now. Like, I don't, like, go touch some grass, motherfucker. I don't know.
So this is, I still consider myself fairly new. I'm coming up on 2 years of comedy, but this is what I'm starting to see. It seems like, and I want to be wrong here, but it seems like when you go racial and you do it right, it never fails. Because I can sit here and tell you about how me and my brother used to share a bed, and I would wake up with piss down my leg. You know what I mean? Like 70% of the week. I have those jokes, and they land. Do they land every time? No, because there's some people out there that are traumatized because they've had things happen to them where they might have been peed on, or they might have had to share a bed with a relative and it didn't go how it was supposed to go. So can I make it funny? Yes, I can. But there will be that 2 or 3 people in the crowd that are like, oh, that's very like a very touchy subject, and you never know what anybody else is going through.
Yeah, we don't.
But the racist jokes land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the racist joke land, and just being a black man, I can say racist jokes all day long. You know what I'm saying? I try to steer from it because it can be cliche and it can be like typical. Oh, of course the black man. Of course he was in the Popeye's chicken line. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? I could do that shit all day.
They laugh a certain way. That doesn't just feel exactly right. I don't know if you had that experience. Where like
yes. Like whoa, hold on, motherfucker. It was funny, but not that kind of funny. Like hold on.
Like that laugh sounded fucking racist. That was a racist laugh.
Yeah. And then, when I blast them, that works too. Mm-hmm. Because that and with that,
I think it's the one thing that unites us is hatred for everybody. You know, I'm gonna consider myself a professional hater, bro. I hate everybody. You know, I hate Mexicans, bro. I hate black people. I hate white people. I hate Asians. I hate people that eat hot dogs. If you like Pepsi, I fucking hate you too. I hate everybody.
Okay, so what nationality are you?
Guess.
Filipino.
Why? Why is that what everybody says?
Because
why the fuck people keep saying that?
Because so one of my best friends in the whole world, he's damn near my brother, Justin Logan. He is like, when it comes to the beginning of Black Truffle TV, I'm talking about 10, 11 years ago, he was there. You can go on my channel and look up videos, look up my first videos, and I started in his house. You guys share a lot of familiarities. Mm-hmm. Like even the way you breathe reminds me of him a lot. The way you speak.
Is he Filipino?
Yes. As fuck. Yeah. Like a lot.
Did he grow up in Oxnard?
No. We're Orange County kids. He's in Irvine. But like me and him, dude, that's my fucking dog right there. I love him to death. Like we can have conversations. Like this pod can go for hours easy just because you remind me so much of him. Like it's a trip. And my nephew, our nephew, his name is Christian. So, but
that's pretty freaky.
Yeah. I forgot where I was going with. Oh, the racist thing.
Yeah. Racist jokes. You think I'm Filipino?
Yeah, so if you're not Filipino, then you're Mexican.
Yeah, Mexican. yeah, that's the only other option. Thank you.
And it might be racist, but
no, it's not racist. You know. I feel what it is that I don't look stereotypical Mexican. You know, because most Mexicans you're familiar with, you know, they got the fuck on the pro club.
Yeah, they all got that fucking the Santa Maria tattoo on their arm somewhere.
Mm-hmm. You know, and you're right. You know, there's a certain way that they speak. I don't really have the typical Mexican accent. I do have, you know, an accent. I'm not going to deny that. You know, and well, your Filipino friend, like, did he grow up around Mexicans, or is he like deep in the Filipino community? Or was he just poor?
He grew up around. For him, it was a lot of it's whites, Asian, and Middle Eastern. This is Irvine. Was he poor? South Orange County. So you won't see a Honda on the street, but you will see a 19-year-old in an AMG. You will. I promise you will.
I see what you mean.
So it's very it's rich, and there's some culture there. Not a lot of black culture, but there is some culture there. I like it out there. It's very clean, but for a young black man to live, it's not that ideal because then real racist comes out. Like the cops are 100% racist. You know, like that's just what it is. So you know, it's just what it is. But the city itself is beautiful. The way that it's built. of how the cities or of how the streets are they're so far apart. You know, and I don't even think they have like. Is there a downtown? Leave it in the comments. Is there a downtown Irvine? Because if there is, I haven't been there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and well, when you bring it up like that, I think that's like what I was trying to get at a little bit earlier. How I don't look like a stereotypical Mexican. You know, I don't fit that typical mold. So when a lot of people see me, you know, they like most people when they see Mexicans, they look a little bit, you know, they look a bit chunky. You know, they're you know they're a little bit heftier, a little bit on the husky side. They talk a certain way. They you know they waddle around a lot more when they walk. You know, and I don't do that. You know, I speak a lot more eloquently. Yeah, I fucking, you know, I look the way that I do. Can't do anything about that. So I feel that's the main reason, you know. And so in a weird way, I feel like they're kind of saying like Mexicans can't look like you whenever someone says I'm Filipino, you know, because it's like you don't fit the typical molds, therefore you can't be in that you can't be of that tribe.
Get the fuck out of here with that. Oh, get out of here with that. I'm not. Nah.
I'm calling you racist, Julius. this is we're finally outing him for his racist beliefs.
People shouldn't do that. I think that's wrong. You know what I mean? Because you don't you don't move like this, and you're not Mexican.
Well, yeah, even other Mexicans, I tell them like I'm Mexican. They're like, I don't believe you. You know, like
bad.
I'll speak Spanish fluently, and people will still not believe that I'm Mexican. And, you know, they ask you like, hey, where you from, dog? Where your parents from? We're like trying to take my fucking credentials and shit.
Background check.
Yeah, background check. And then I always tell them too when I see them like thinking like, you don't really look Mexican. I'm like, what? Because I look Asian.
Like you grow your hair out and you speak proper, then see how Mexican you look, sir.
Exactly. And that's the thing too, you know, I don't have like the fucking fade. I feel like if I was dressed differently, you would assume I'm Mexican, because as soon as I put my pro club on and I got my buzz cut going, you know, and I got my little silver chain and everything, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, he's Mexican and he's here to steal something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have been told though, I'm very racially ambiguous. You know, I'm like the poster child for like a commercial.
School me on that word, ambiguous. I hear it all the time. I don't know what it means.
Ambiguous. It's kind of like you don't know. You know, it's kind of like an ambiguous. I'm not a fucking dictionary, bro. Well, why are you asking me? I'm not Wikipedia, motherfucker.
Hey, I'll be trying to learn stuff because I'm still. Here's a word I do know. I'm still intrigued with the fact that you are running for councilman.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? You're like, what the fuck?
It's. I don't want to say it's weird, but it's definitely it's new.
It's new to you.
You know what I mean? It's new. It's like when I fucking saw. Well, okay, back to Eureka Bruco. I went to Aldi to go grab a little snack. You know what I'm saying? They make Sour Patch Kid Oreos.
What the fuck?
I didn't buy them.
Nah,
I'm not. I don't think I'm on board. Like I'm open to a lot of things. I don't know if that's the way to go. Right?
Give me classic Oreo.
Right, they didn't have them.
Oreo
I was looking
classic.
for double stuff. So
Those are the only ones to buy.
Right. There was 3 options. There was gold, the gold one, like the graham cracker one. Then there was Sour Patch, and then there was mint. But all of the Sour Patch and the mint had the original, the black cookie. And then the golden graham, you know, they had the gold. So I had to go with that one because I didn't feel like mint.
Yeah, the blonde.
And I didn't feel like first they're sour, then they're sweet. Not in the cookie. Sorry, it's just me. I don't want sour bread. I don't want sour bread. It might be a little. So, besides comedy, what does Christian do in his downtime? What does Christian do to unwind?
Oh, a lot of things, dude. Oh my god. You know, that's kind of the weird thing where like comedy is the only thing I ever put out publicly for people. You know, because that's what I like. You know, that's what I put out in the public sphere. So if you meet me on the street, you know, I'm out there being like a fucking jerk off and whatever, smoking or drinking. Like you see me in the street, the first thing I'm gonna bring up is my comedy because I feel that's the most relatable part of me. Because everybody likes to laugh.
Right.
No, I never met a motherfucker that didn't want to laugh. All right. So that's still the thing I always put out, and you know, and not that I'm afraid to like say this, but it's like, you know, a lot of the personal things that I keep for me, things that I do for me. You know, I would love to work out. You know, I love to box. I love, you know, learning martial arts.
I like I like fighting. I like fitness. I do 5Ks every once in a while.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's who I am. And it's not that I feel like I'm not relatable to people with that. It's that's what I do for me. To find my own sense of fulfillment. You can't use comedy to fulfill yourself, or else you'll commit suicide because you'll fail more often than not. You're right, but my fitness is my biggest thing for me. Or health wise, I'm very health conscientious. It's my staying healthy, eating right. Trying to live a productive, healthy life is very important for me. I love gardening. I have bonsai trees. Yeah. I specifically do native California plant trees only. So and that's a weird thing too, where a lot of traditional bonsai, it's all European species or Japanese species.
Right.
So because those are the established ones, right? What happened?
No, I do know that. Yeah.
So and so someone that lives
Karate
here, it's
Kid.
I'm not gonna grow a tree that doesn't live here because it's never gonna be the best that it can be.
Okay, boom, real quick though. Okay.
I know, right? Real quick.
I'm gonna pause this real quick because I don't want no technical difficulties. I didn't put the cameras on the chargers, but we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get right back to that. Please enjoy this fraction of a second commercial. So I fade to black. That helps in the edit. I just cut.
A species.
Oh yeah. Okay, we back. So
Back again.
this is my thing. I love plants, but I love plants where they're supposed to be.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. Oh, damn it. Okay, here goes my passion again. This is how I really feel.
Go off.
So, I love plants. I love what they do. I love how they look. They're here for a reason. If it wasn't for them, we couldn't exist. And I really believe that. I don't want them in the house.
100%.
And that's because they're not.
They're outside.
Yeah,
that's their area.
that's where
I'm inside.
They flourish. Let them flourish outside. They're not supposed to be. My plant died. Did it have any sun?
No.
No.
Did you water it? No.
Put it out. Put the plant outside where it's supposed to be. There are benefits to having a plant in the house, and the biggest benefit that I've noticed is air quality. 1,000%. If you have plants in your house, it's virtually no dust. You literally have it's a dust-free zone, and I love that about the plant. But I'm a hippie. The plant is still a living, breathing thing. That's selfish of you. Put that plant back outside.
No, I 100% agree. I mean, that's why I have such a big passion for native California plants. It's because why would you grow something that isn't meant for this area? I'm not saying that you can't have plants from other countries from similar climate zones. I mean, you have a lot of Italian species of plants. They can grow well, because that's a Mediterranean environment. They can grow well here. But the difference is, will they participate in the ecosystem in the same way they do over there? And that's why I focus on growing native California plants. Is because I'm not gonna lie, we ain't got no fucking water in this area, right? All the water we get is from up north, and it's why am I gonna grow something that isn't native to this area? I feel like it's more ethical to grow bonsai if it's a native plant than it is to grow something that's from another country and try to grow it here. And that's my perspective. And I consider myself an environmentalist. I don't do much, except grow plants and try to learn about nature and the ecosystems here. But I think that's important. And the funny part is there's no information on growing native California plants as bonsai.
Nope.
What happened?
Nope. There's not. I can get into that too. It's all conspiracy time now.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's all in the established European varieties. It's all whatever or Chinese or Japanese because they're the ones that are really big on the art. So that's the fun thing. I guess that's part of my personality. I'm a real trailblazer. I'm always willing to try something even if there's no information on it. There's no info on how to grow oak. I mean, there is info on how to grow oak trees, but those are all deciduous oak trees. Their leaves fall off, or they're from the East Coast even.
Yeah, and they don't produce food, at least for us.
Yeah, oak trees, they do.
Yeah?
They produce acorns.
Oh, I've never had an acorn before.
Yeah, well, they taste bad. That's why nobody does it. Is
Got
because
it.
you need to get rid of the tannins in the acorns, and that's a very long process. And it uses a lot of water to like rinse out like all like the bitter compounds in acorns. That's why like you see some Native Americans they don't plant it, they bury a bunch of acorns in like marshes, where there's like freshwater marshes, and that will soak out all the tannins in there, and then they'll grind it into a flour.
See, where can I buy? They probably have some at like Whole Foods, huh?
Acorns, probably. I actually don't know. I know you native California acorns you probably won't be able to find, just because a lot of the oak trees and the oak fields have been like not decimated, but they've chopped them down. And there's a lot of fracturing in the ecosystem. And even right now, a lot of scientists still don't know how to get like acorns to be productive, oak trees to like reproduce. That's a big problem right now in Southern California, where you have oak trees, right? But they don't pollinate. They release pollen, but they don't always like get where they're supposed to be, or they don't really like, or they're not fertile, or weird stuff like that. So it's weird how like the indigenous people, they subsisted off of acorns for generations. And one of like the Spanish explorers, when he first was getting to the coast here, on the coast of Oxnard, he said he called it the land of smoke, because as soon as he saw a ship arriving, a lot of Native Americans sent smoke signals to communicate with everybody else. And he said like you could just see rings and rings of smoke just go on for miles and miles of just them communicating with each other that someone's coming. And it's crazy to see that level of population density in an area that's supposedly uninhabited. So I think we don't really understand the true nature of how productive oak trees are. That knowledge has been lost.
I second that. Did you see this neighborhood came together, right? And they had their own garden. It was a dope collective. 100, 200 plus people. They all came together and they made a community garden. The city came and destroyed the garden because of what they were doing was illegal.
Planting marijuana.
Nah, they just had like cabbages and tomatoes and strawberries. Like, I want to say it could have been as big as the grass area outside.
Yeah.
And the city came and demolished it.
It probably could have been for several reasons. Like I said, I don't, we don't have an exact source right now, but I mean, it could be anything. It could have been, the city officials wanted to develop the land. I mean, that's the story of Breonna Taylor, with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. They were living in an area that some developers wanted, right? They had bought out everybody, a lot of vacant homes where they were living, and Breonna Taylor was living there with their man, her husband or boyfriend. I don't remember for sure. And then the police get there because supposedly there's a crack deal or there's a crack den there, supposedly. So let's go bust it. And whoopsie-doo, we accidentally shot some people. Guess you can't live here anymore, and now we're going to take this land.
This is sad.
It is. I
It's
mean,
sad.
look it up. Breonna Taylor, man. The story is tragic. And
Yeah,
that's
I'm
why
fam-
I
I'm
feel like a
familiar
lot
with
of gun
that
rights
one.
people, it pisses me off because it's like, like if the government ever does something, I'm going to have my gun and this, and that. I'm like, bro, Breonna Taylor's man, he had a gun. He heard someone like going into his apartment, and at night, he brought out his gun and opened fire, right? And what happened at the end? He gets arrested, and his lady is dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if guns really kept us safe, even in Oxnard. People consider Oxnard to be one of the most dangerous cities, in Ventura County. I hear people from Thousand Oaks talk about, I tell them I'm from Oxnard, and they're like, oh, it's so dangerous out there. Girls get pregnant at 16. I don't let my daughter go over there because she's going to get involved with some gang, and she's going to end up pregnant, or out there doing this, and that. It's so dangerous over there.
I live in a high rise.
Exactly. It's the ghetto over there. It's like, bro, there's 2 military bases here, an Air Force one and the Navy one. We have a very well-funded police department, right? And I think we also have an armory around this area. And it's like, if guns really kept us safe, Why is Oxnard still considered the most dangerous city in Ventura County? Despite the fact that there's such a high density of weapons in this area to begin with, there's military presence here and there's police presence, and yet for some reason we still can't catch the criminals. Explain that one.
Councilman Christian, ladies and gentlemen, you got my vote.
Exactly. I don't know shit, but you gotta vote for somebody. You gotta believe in something.
Again, okay, so real quick though, I got to do my sponsors. Sorry, no, normally it's a lot more detailed, but we're on time schedule. So, shout out to Midnight Vapors. If you're a vapor and you chase clouds and you like to do the tricks with the clouds and blow the bubbles and the rings, hit them up, 12036 West Street, Garden Grove, 714, till I'm in the flow. They got batteries, they got vapes, they got juice, they got mods, coils, whatever you need for your mod, they got it for you. Go check them out. My other one, Bomb Body Collectives. Go get your body bomb. Get that ashiness off of your ass, please. Get your lips. She has the tattoo bomb. It makes your tattoos pop. It makes it look like before they started peeling. We all know how that looks, fresh. I am using. I'm still on the same one. Send me some more. It is Cocoa Brownie. Racist motherfuckers. Bomb Body Collectives. You can find both of them on. You can find Midnight Vapors on Instagram, and you can find Bomb Body Collectives on Instagram and TikTok. And last but not least, Young Boss Life Clothing. You boy, Entrepreneur. Get a hat. Get a T-shirt. I'm working on some slides, but those need to be requested. Those need to be due to popular demand. So I'm working on some slides. But yeah, that's on Instagram. Young Boss Clothing _ Go show love to all three of my sponsors and thank all my sponsors, especially me, for sponsoring me.
Hell yeah. Can I do some shout outs?
Hell yeah. This is your part.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my brothers.
Yeah.
Shout out to my grandpa. All my homies in Mexico. Shout out to all the motherfuckers that don't believe in me. Shout out to Artie Lopez.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aaron Anderson, even though he's a bitch. Shout out to my homies in my comedy show. Got David AF, fucking Jared,
July
and
6th.
Michael. Shout out to all those motherfuckers. I hate all of them, but there's some funny motherfuckers.
Hell yeah. So tell us, if you can. Tell us how we can vote for you, where to find you, social.
Hell yeah. I'm making a website right now, so website's in the works. I got one of my homies working on it. You can find me on Instagram, Roger is dead 56. It's my personal Instagram. I don't like sharing it because it's like I don't know, like I don't have an official presence online. But if you see me out on the street, I'm that guy. I'll put my website out, and what was
Oh, it's, plug yourself, pretty much.
Plug yourself, yeah. Roger is dead 56. I guess that's where you can follow me. That's where I'm on all the time. Or the Nard Comedy, _Nard _comedy. Find me there. Local comedy page. I put shows out there. And yeah, elections 11 is November 5th. Don't vote for me. Vote for who do you think is gonna make your life better. Or who do you think is going to make life worse? Vote for those motherfuckers. I don't know. Fuck the government. Fuck the media. Everything is a lie. So might as well do whatever it is you believe in.
I like that. Last thing. July 6th, Casa Agria. Pull up. We mentioned him already. Good friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, David AF. Me and him will be hosting the show. He will be hosting the comedy part, and I will be doing comedy, but I will also be hosting the hip hop part. So come out to that July 6th, Casa Agria. This has been another beautiful addition to the podcast. Christian, thank you again for coming out. It means a lot. You guys know how we get down over here. Yak Quiz. There's never any sunsets over here. We're always shining. And you can't fall if you don't trip. Peace.